that commanded attention over the weekend. Pick your favorite. 855-STIGAL, 855-784-4255. Mark Davison for Chris. Salem News Channel, Salem Radio Network. Stay here.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for. For this free information, call 800-422-1609, 800-422-1609, 800-422-1609, or simply visit GoDR 1039 WYAB.
Pops Auto Sales on Highway 49 in Florence is where you come to buy quality cars, trucks, and SUVs. Priced to fit your budget. At Pops Auto, we specialize in trucks. From four-wheel drives to diesels, our satisfied repeat buyers know Pops has one of the largest truck inventories for any independent dealer, period. Browse Pops inventory at popsautosalesllc.com and get pre-approved for a zero down payment with approved credit, with warranties and service contracts available. Pops Auto Sales, your home for trucks. Highway 49 South in Florence.
Hello, I'm Gary Jolly from the Tractor Store. LS Tractor understands your passion for the land, and just like you, LS Tractor is committed to excellence and superior products. LS Tractor comes with a long list of standard features that are unmatched by other brands and backed with the LS commitment to provide exceptional customer service and satisfaction. You get a lot more for your money with the LS Tractor. Come to the Tractor Store in Richland to experience the LS difference. The Tractor Store in Richland.
I am Wayne Lloyd, Delta Farm Services, LLC. We do all types of dirt work, excavation, dozer work, land leveling. We do building pads, commercial ponds and lakes, residential ponds and lakes, anything with dirt work. You can reach me at 662-528-0826, 662-528-0826.
Burgers, Blues, Barbecue, the name says it all. At our spots in Madison, downtown Brandon, and Flowwood at Dogwood, dive into mouth-watering, award-winning burgers and barbecue like our tender brisket and savory pulled pork that'll have you licking your fingers clean. Our B3 Catering Company can handle any job from 5 to 5,000 people, and with 2 food trucks ready for all your special events. Check out the all-new burgersblues.com to view our full menu, order carryout, and delivery by locally owned Take-A-Break Deliveries.
Friday night lights, family, and a hot Johnny's Pizza House pizza on the table. Now, that's our kind of hunt. Make it a sweep the kitchen and bring everyone together. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice. Here in the South, we keep our football loud and our pizza loaded. Grab a Johnny's Pizza House, sweep the kitchen, and cheer on your hometown team. Johnny's Pizza House. Let's share a slice.
Health has always been reactive, focused on fixing problems as they happen. But with Blue Primary Care, we're taking a proactive approach, working with you to help you understand your health and empowering you to be healthy. It's time to prioritize you, your health, and your life. The results? Less worrying and more living. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Mississippi. It's good to be blue.
What are people saying about Tom's Fried Pies in Richland?
I'm on a diet. I don't want to be down there at Tom's Fried Pies. We had a good time. When I tell you the crust was flaky, I'm talking about buttery. This was nothing like I've ever tasted. Ever. I mean, I've never tasted anything like that, man. It was nice. Atmosphere was nice. Everybody there was nice. Because I'll be back, even though I don't supposed to with my diet. I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Tom'sFriedPies.com. Tom'sFriedPies.com.
1039 WYAB.
No, more.
The Chris DeGaulle Show.
Just down I-45 from me here in DFW. That is the land of 10:20 a.m. The Answer, KNTH, Houston, Texas. Glad you are here. Glad I'm here. In for Chris. Chris returns tomorrow. I'm Mark Davis from 660 a.m. The Answer, Dallas, Fort Worth. Follow me on the old X-tweeter there at Mark Davis, M-A-R-K Davis. So Ukraine-Russia war rages. We're federalizing law enforcement in America's cities. And over the weekend, it was all about Philly's Karen. Let's do at least one segment on this. Who's right? Who's wrong? In the battle for the ball, you got a dad, a son, a woman who said, it was my ball. And in order to keep, peace in the valley, the dad surrenders it. The son and the dad are then festooned with all kinds of goodies by both the Marlins and the Phillies. Worked out very well for them. But there is, I think, in much of America, a little bit of a festering dissatisfaction, understanding the tough spot the guy was in, that he should have kept the ball. That the lady should have been informed. You did not get to the ball first, ma'am. I did. Thus, it was mine for the 10 seconds it took for me to deliver it into the hands of my son. And you may return to your seat now and have a wonderful evening. That would have been my thought. Let us roll to San Antonio. Jay, hey, Mark Davis in for Chris. Welcome and happy Monday to you. How you doing?
Thanks, Mark. Great. Love your show. I want to start with, I am right of Attila the Hun on the conservative scale. I'm probably too conservative even for your show. I've only voted Republican my whole life. I'm a Trump supporter. I see what people see in that lady at first look, but she was in the right. She had her hand on that ball. He stole it out of her hand. And when he sprinted 12 sections over to get it and then run back and give it to his kid, he's now hiding behind his kid for stealing the ball. Watch the video. She confronted the man, not the kid, and she.
No, absolutely. But here's the thing. I don't know if there is 4K video that is sharper than what I've seen, but I'm not aware of anything that shows the ball ever in her hand and him snatching the ball out of her hand. I think you made that up.
It's the reason he gave the ball back, Mark. That's why he realized he did the wrong thing. He made it right by giving back the ball to the lady.
But I'm sorry. Now we're really making stuff up. He never said that.
No. I'm sorry. He didn't say that. It was in his face.
It was in his face. Great. Okay. Wow. All right. That's a skill set that not many of us have. The ability to look at someone's face and invent facts that are not on video. No, I love you. I think you've got an etiquette thing going. She's a woman. You don't want to be rude to a woman, especially with your son there. To defer to a woman is okay. There's an argument for it. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Last word to you. Go ahead.
Her seat. Yeah, he ran all the way over from his seat to her seat. If he had been standing next to her, different story. But he sprinted into another section.
Well, no. I think he's in the same section. It's about 12 seats, but it was the total other end of the section. So let me ask you this: you ever been in the outfield of a baseball game?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right. I grew up in Dodger Stadium.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's put it there in Dodger Stadium. And if Shohei Ohtani hits one out into the bleachers, do you get to run over to where the ball seems to be coming to get a possible chance at being the first person to grab a hold of that ball? Do you get to do that?
You do get to do that.
Of course you do. And that's what he did. And to his good fortune, he was, in fact, the first person to grab a hold of that ball. And if she'd been quicker, had better hands, she'd have been the first person to have that ball. But 'twas not the case.
Yeah, and then why would he? Well, the self-respecting guy wouldn't give the ball back.
Oh yeah. Now that, you know what? So I don't want to put words in your mouth or thoughts in your head, but I think I'm following you now. That if indeed he felt so resolute in his possession of it, he never would have given it back. I think that with your son there and with a million cameras on you, you just kind of want to de-escalate. And maybe that was the instinct that befell him. Wonderful analysis, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. Alrighty, let us head to Scranton, PA. Judy, Mark Davis in for Chris. Happy Monday. How you doing?
Hi, Mark. Boy, Jay, one row up, and how could she reach down that far to where all the pretzels and stuff the trash is. I don't think she had her hand on that ball.
I don't know.
My husband, we're in a divided political family, so my husband immediately took her side. And I think people are fed up. I loved his hand gesture at the end. I think it'll go down as a signal for this to say, we're just fed up with all of this back and forth and picking on people. I don't see why they're doing that to her.
No,
just leave it.
Know.
Leave it and go have fun at the game and teach your kids not to enter into the craziness of all of that in-your-face stuff. Teach them to say, I'm walking away from the nut jobs.
Yeah. Judy, thank you very, very much. Appreciate it. Now, so mixed political family, husband's a lib, instantly took her side. What? Based on, let's say that if we learned that the dad was liberal and the woman was a dyed-in-the-wool, Trump-loving, America-loving conservative, I'd feel exactly none of that matters. None of that matters to the question of whose ball was it. None of that matters. What matters is whose hands get to the ball first. And if that's you, that's your ball, irrespective of politics. But welcome to America 2025, where absolutely nothing happens irrespective of politics. Hey, keeps us in business, doesn't it? Mark Davis in for Chris on the Salem News Channel and the Salem Radio Network. Much more to come. Let's get back into various other things from the weekend's news as we continue together on this Monday. Mark Davis in for Chris. Stay here. Thanks.
Attention investors with a 401k, IRA, or retirement account. The dollar has lost over 25% of its value in the past 5 years, and it's only going to get worse. Are you prepared for what's about to happen next? We are Advantage Gold, the #1 customer-rated gold IRA company in America, and we are helping Americans prepare for the great de-dollarization by diversifying their portfolios with physical precious metals. We've partnered with former chief economist of the IMF, Kenneth Rogoff, to give away his latest book called Our Dollar, Your Problem, a must-read for investors. Call 800-741-GOLD, and we'll rush a free copy of Our Dollar, Your Problem to your doorstep and include our special gold IRA investing kit, valued at $49. The dollar is losing value fast. Call 800-741-GOLD now to get your free copy of Our Dollar, Your Problem and our free gold IRA investing kit. Supplies are limited. Consult your tax and financial professional before investing. Call 800-741-4653. That's 800-741.
Why don't you mind your own business?
Mind my own business? What's that supposed to mean?
No, I was just thinking about all of the news of tax changes, insurance changes, regulations that are being passed down to business owners. I don't have the time to keep growing and to keep up with changing payroll regulations.
I know. It seems like all I do is handle employee-related problems.
You know, I hear PeopleLease can help.
How can they help?
PeopleLease can handle our payroll, taxes, employee benefits, and workers' compensation. They even offer an affordable and customizable 401k program and a 24/7 online human resources support center for all my HR needs.
Think of all the time we'll save letting PeopleLease handle our payroll and benefits administration. I'll be busy growing my business and letting PeopleLease take care of the rest.
Sounds like a good business plan with PeopleLease.
Let PeopleLease mind your business so you can mind your own business. Call now, 601-987-3025. That's 601-987-3025. Or visit freepayrollquotes.com for your free quote.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB, Pocahontas, Jackson.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Thousands of protesters turned out in Chicago after President Trump's latest threat to send federal troops into more U.S. cities. Illinois' Democratic Senator Tammy Duckworth tells CBS's Face the Nation.
Let's make it clear. The President of the United States essentially just declared war on a major city in his own nation. This is not normal. This is not acceptable behavior.
Correspondent Nicole Killian from Washington.
The president was asked Sunday about that meme that seemed to suggest going to war against the city of Chicago. He told reporters that we are not going to war. He simply wants to try to clean up some of these cities.
ICE agents have begun raids in Massachusetts now. It was a deadly rush hour in Jerusalem. Israeli officials say at least 6 people were killed at a bus stop at a busy intersection there. They say a police officer and a civilian shot and killed 2 attackers. The BBC's Yolande Nell reports from Jerusalem.
Hamas, who have put out a statement praising this attack, saying that it was carried out by 2 Palestinian resistance fighters, but it has not claimed responsibility for the attack.
President Trump's offering up a new proposed deal for a ceasefire and hostage release between Israel and Hamas. No word on details, but the day before he issued what he called his last warning to Hamas to accept the terms. He says Israel already has. Former U.S. Assistant Secretary of Defense Larry Korb.
If Hamas doesn't agree to it, I think then Trump will continue to provide support to Israel. In fact, even increase it.
Americans are weighing in on our economic system.
For the first time since Gallup has been asking Americans, fewer than half of Democrats view capitalism positively. Overall, Americans are more positive toward capitalism than socialism. They're also overwhelmingly positive towards small business and free enterprise. But they're far more negative toward big business, with just 37% rating it positively.
CBS's Matt Piper. The big winner at last night's MTV Music Video Awards, Lady Gaga. She took home 4 Moon Men.
Being an artist is an attempt to connect the souls of people all over the world.
Ariana Grande won 2, including Video of the Year, and rapper Youngblood led a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne. Aerosmith's Steven Tyler sang 2. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you.
Local news and weather brought to you by Mississippi Energy Services. We're your fast, affordable, and friendly generator service company. msenergy.us. msenergy.us.
If you're looking for a job, why the competition will be a bit stiffer. Sunny and 83 this afternoon. Tonight, mostly clear and 62. A rebound tomorrow for the heat, up to 89 and sunny. Back to the 90s by Wednesday. With news on 103.9 WIAB, I'm Chris Davis. With Sam's Town Casino closing in Tunica, around 200 people will be looking for work. The announcement about the closure came Thursday, and the casino is expected to turn the last machines off during the second week of November after 31 years. That means gaming in that part of the state is taking another hit. The company itself admits that competition is everywhere now, and Mississippi casinos don't hold the same allure they did when the place opened up. The woman who was missing in Adams County was found dead Saturday morning in a car that was overturned and in the woods, says Sheriff Travis Patton. He says search parties got together Saturday morning to try and find 74-year-old Juanita Robinson, who went missing more than a week ago. And when he was driving in her last known location, saw something that wasn't right and found the car with Mrs. Robinson inside. You may remember the name Elsie Greenwood, and now the kids will too, at least the ones who go to Canton High School, where Greenwood went to school himself. The school's football stadium has been named in honor of the 4-time Super Bowl champ and member of the Steelers' all-time team.
The Powerball will now reset to $20 million, and no large prize winners were in Mississippi this time around. Mississippi has never had one of the really big Powerball prizes, but someone in Pass Christian won $100,000 last week. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are the individual views and opinions of the people expressing them and do not necessarily reflect those of this radio station, its parent, affiliated, or related entities, agents, or employees.
Welcome to the Chip Matthews Show, where politics meets the South. So grab your sweet tea, find a comfortable spot to sit back, and let's embark on this journey together. Chip away at the story. Chip away, that's what I wanna do. Sweet little mama, I want my cat next to you.
Good Monday morning. I am Chip Matthews, riding solo today because we can't figure out how to bring Dawn in from Pensacola, Florida. And she's out there lying on the beach and under the full moon, getting a glowing full moon tan. How are y'all doing this morning? It's good to be here. Let's see. We got Felix Gerard. Good morning to you. Jolynn Michael checking in. Also, let's see who else we have. We have Shane Easley, Chris Stout, and of course, Jeff Thomas. Good morning, everybody. So let's start off with the Elsie Greenwood thing in Canton. That is great. I mean, what is it? 2025. And the parade after his second or third Super Bowl was in 1976. Okay, y'all. 50 years. Takes him 50 years to dedicate the stadium to Canton High School. I'm glad it finally happened. I know that I have advocated in public in front of the board for 16 years, in and out. Every time I've gone to a meeting, and then you go to those school board meetings, and sometimes they're just pooey. But I was going through all of them back when they were having the trials for firing one of the superintendents that was doing a good job because she wouldn't do what they wanted her to do. And then that was settled out of court. So I'm not supposed to know what I do know. So, but that's the way things go. And we're going to talk about school choice a little bit today, a whole lot tomorrow, because we're going to do it in the 6 o'clock hour. And then we're also going to do it again in the 9 o'clock hour. And we're going to have people in from both sides to talk about it tomorrow. So y'all get ready for that. I'd like to hear from y'all if you have a chime in on school choice, because the reality is there's good for school choice, there's bad for school choice. Okay, and right now in Mississippi, we have kicked too much down the road for too long in order to correct it with just deciding to have school choice. School choice leads to problems down the road, which will occur based on the fact that if people start going when they want to go, and all of a sudden you've moved all the money out of one district to another district, or this, that, and the other, then the next thing you know, that's it. Any luck on your car? No luck on the car. Yeah, the Jaguar is gone, unless y'all see it and report it. But I mean, that's the reality with school choice. Do you understand that? Do you understand that the new thing will be the money will follow the student? Okay, so if the students all decide to go to private school, then all the money would go to a private school, and the public schools would have no money at all. And the reality there on that, on public to private, the situation there is the private schools will only be able to take so many, because their schools wouldn't be big enough. And that's the same thing when you go, like, let's say, for instance, you want to transfer to Madison Central. Let's say you keep it all public school and you're transferring from public school to public school and you want to get into Madison Central and they say there's no room in the end. That's because they had to build another school to take the extra people from Madison Central when they built Germantown. And the way the districts are laid out in Madison County, with Canton Public School District having as much area as they have, it kind of makes it hard to do. Your hands are tied. I mean, your hands are tied bad by the Canton School District in Madison County, because everybody in Canton with school choice would beg to go to a Madison County school. And so they would go to a Madison County school and Canton would start reducing the income. And let's say, for instance, let's go to Grenada for just a second. Let's say a bunch of people in Grenada wanted to leave school. Well, 60% of the budget of Grenada County goes to PERS and administration before it ever trickles down to the first student. It's all these filters on the money from the top to the bottom. And whereas the government, we give our taxes locally and we build from the bottom to the top. That's how come in a local election, when you're asking the Secretary of State to come in here and help us, he has no power. Your local board has all the power in an election. He can shape state laws. He can help put some paperwork together, and then he's got to give that to Lynn Fitch to get anything done. That's right. Secretary of State doesn't have any enforcement power on anything wrong in elections. So in the school choice situation, if you want to visit that, the reality is the top gets all the money and the kids are on the bottom. It needs to be reversed on the money. Start with the kid, then go to the school teacher, then to the principal, then to administration. That's the way we need to build it. And we have 140 something districts in Mississippi. Okay. So your next thing there to look at is maybe the only thing to do, and I saw Tate Reeves mention this, maybe we should consider some consolidation. Ooh-wee. That'll burn you. That'll burn you bad, because you're sitting there going, if we consolidate, let's say, for instance, let's say we take 4 districts and shut them down. We will raise. I mean, when I say districts, I'm talking about the supervisors, just the people on top, the superintendent. Let's say you take 4 superintendents and you combine them all. Okay, just the 4 superintendents, not particularly anybody in those offices that help them. Just the 4 superintendents will give you $1 million to spread around in the classroom on top of teachers, if I'm doing the math right. Now, tomorrow we'll have somebody in here who can explain that better to me. But, usually about 4 superintendents, maybe 5. For every 4 or 5 you fire, you'll come up with $1 million more. And that doesn't matter about all their administration inside there, all the extra people. I mean, this is what we're looking at in school choice. You're going to put people in schools and you're going to move. And if the money's going to follow the student, well, we better get ready for a bunch of trailers on the lots, because the schools, as much as they say they won't take those students, if they're full, the school will find a way, because politicians want all the money they can get from wherever. If they could move everybody in a 3-county area to their county and to their district, that is what the politician's going to make happen. And you got to know that in each one of these separate school districts of the 140, they will be competing to make themselves stronger. And you're going to wind up with a different form of segregation that has occurred over the years, is what it looks like to me. I'm trying to do the math. And if you look at it from another standpoint, Benny Thompson's district, it is just littered with failing schools. And y'all, we need to understand that although the F doesn't occur, the state standard to take these tests, the teachers teach to the test score for the state level because that is their increase in pay for the teachers, for the administrators, for the superintendent. So they teach to the test score. They don't care about nothing else. They don't care. They want that test score to go up. And only the things you test on do you need to worry about in the long haul. And then if it's not working right, they manipulate the numbers inside the school. There's stuff inside the school that doesn't work. So that's that. Yeah, my Facebook is flagged on the regular Facebook, but I also have another alternative Facebook there, Chris. And Emma, is that email? Okay. You can go to that. You can go to the Acme Pizza page. You can go to the Chip Matthews for supervisor. We're going to get it up to where you'll know the name, but we're up on Facebook. We're up on alternative Chip Matthews page on YouTube. It won't let me in. Interesting. Okay, because I had it up on my phone. But anyway, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back some more and talk about that. We're going to talk about, there's a guy that I hear is going to run against Benny Thompson from down around Natchez. And he's got $1 million or $1 billion. He's got some money to run. Oh, yeah. And if he comes out running, then Benny, then the question to you is, to all of y'all is, since he's in Natchez, will Delbert decide to just lop some of that off and give it to another county so that he's not in Benny's district? I mean, that's a good question. The gerrymandering of the districts is a real thing, and it's been going on for years. Okay, we'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show without Dawn McKenzie this morning because she is vacationing in Pensacola. We'll talk to you later. Here on the Chip Matthews Show without Dawn McKenzie this morning because she is vacationing.
1039 WYAB.
Have you been injured through no fault of your own? Do you know your rights? Don Evans does. Do you really believe that the insurance company would disclose all information to you? Don Evans will make sure that you are fully informed. It costs nothing to discuss your case. From car wrecks to malpractice, Don Evans will make you and your family whole again. Don Evans won't ever charge unless he collects for you. Call Don for a free, no-obligation consultation at 601-969-2006.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
We all make plans for the future, but car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Let Shelter be your shield. Come see me, Jamie Creel, 601-992-6000.
This is Jack Hoffman. For nearly 31 years, Tico's Steakhouse has been a staple of fine dining in Jackson, Mississippi. Dad has long since desired for me to come work alongside him. And now that I'm here, I would like to invite you to come experience our family tradition of our hospitality, sizzling steaks, and healthy poured beverages. Our dining rooms are open and we are taking reservations. Our private rooms are also available along with takeout. Call today or stop in to experience Tico's in the second generation.
Tico's Steakhouse, East County Lime Road in Ridgeland, 601-956-1030.
Did you know that the average 6-room house collects 40 pounds of dust each year? Local business Pure Air Consultants duct cleaning service can rid your home of the dust, dirt, and debris that may be caught in your air ducts. They can eliminate the mold, fungi, and microbes that might be growing inside your ductwork and polluting the air you breathe in your home. Mention WYAB and receive a free UV light with system replacement. Visit online at mypureairconsultants.com. mypureairconsultants.com.
It's time to fall into savings at Mazda of Jackson. With ball games, road trips, and all the busyness, don't miss a thing. With 2.9% financing for 36 months on a new 2025 Mazda CX-5. Or get 2.9% financing for 63 months on the 2025 CX-90. 1-year maintenance is included on your new vehicle purchase. And take advantage of the pre-tariff inventory that's almost gone. Shop online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit Mazda of Jackson, I-55 Frontage Road in Jackson.
Here's a tip for buyers from RE/MAX Connection real estate agent Risa Jensen.
Buyers need to be ready. Start your mortgage process. If you're not paying cash in your mortgage, you need to go ahead and start that before you ever go look at a house. You walk into a house and you fall in love with it, and that's the one you want. And you've not even started the process, and there may be multiple bids on it, and other people are sending pre-qualifying letters with their offers, then you're dead in the water. You offer what you are willing to pay for this property, and know that if you don't get it, you're okay with that, and you can walk away.
RitaJensen.net.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
Yes, I am the hostess with the mostest right here on WYAB all over the radio. Chip, open up Mississippi Free Press, read about Ron Eller running against Benny Thompson. I will do that. He got Bonnie Thompson up here. I guess Bonnie Thompson would be Benny's name when he's in a dress, right? I mean, you know, he is a Democrat, but oh well. But y'all, back to what would happen? What would happen if a billionaire now Ron's going to give it a run, and we know that, and this billionaire is going to come out running, and so we'll have you want the as many Republicans running, because the strongest Republican, you'll have all this. See, a lot of people don't look at it this way, but when you got 4 or 5 people running for an office in the Republican primary, then there's more conflict. There's more news being put out. You know, more ways to get people on. This just always going with one person or the incumbent, or please don't run against our incumbent. I don't think that's a safe place to be, because we all, you know, we vote for our Republican and we say we don't like her or we don't like him, and but that's all we got. Now, of course, if they come out of the primary winning, that's another thing. You got to go with what the people want, but when you don't give the people a choice, you wind up with career politicians who don't get anything. And we don't have a farm bill. Right? Farmers are up here trying to do their thing, do what they got to do. And then we're all in a situation here where I don't know if everyone is being honest with the farmers and the citizens on the data centers, on how much electricity. And we've already heard they need tons of electricity. And I know that, you know, we have backup generators that will produce 4 times the amount of electricity we're going to need in the future. Yeah, I'm talking about that produce. If I'm right, these things produce right now, they produce 4 times what we currently produce in the state. Those are the backup generators, because it's going to be that important that these data centers never go down. I mean, they can't go down. We can't have power off like we have in Canton every other day lately, but that's because they're redoing everything to take care of these data centers. And then in Rankin County, you're fixing to deal with that same thing with Rankin First. That's y'all's version of Makita that is putting in their things. And then the question is, do these public-private entities own these buildings? Does Makita own the build? I know they own the building at Nissan. Do they own the building at for the data centers? Is that why we're not spending enough money to put the water recyclers on them, because we're the ones that own them? And we'll go back and do that later. Then another thing came to mind when you look at the mega site. Where's the retention pond? And I mean, it would be a retention. It would have to be the biggest. It'd have to be another lake as big as the reservoir out there. It would look great. It helped in Canton flooding a whole lot. But you're bringing in all this dirt. Water's got to go somewhere. And usually when you dig out, you got to put in, if you're somebody in a business that's expanded your business over time, you knew that they looked at you and said, well, if you go add that warehouse back there, you're going to have to have you a retention pond. You're going to have to spend the money to get it. And, that's what you have to do. So we need to start worrying about what's going on now to fix the future, because we're knee deep in it now. We can't get out. And if we're going to be in it, we got to be in it to win it, and we got to be able to take care of everybody. And right now you've got construction workers, you got everybody in the world making money hand over fist. There's plenty of money to be made out there running around, but the reality is, in the long run, we got to do better, and we got to know what's going on. And not knowing the whole details of everything. And this Madison County wastewater situation. And then, of course, everybody's looking at their utility bills and watching them go up. And it's either water or it's electricity. And it everything's going to go up. And they're going to say, yeah, well, nothing's. Well, the CMU board said, well, we haven't raised rates in Canton in, 18, 20, 25 years. Well, that's because Canton has run efficiently for a long time before everybody started stealing out of CMU. So now you're trying to replace what you lost, and you're trying to run it. And then you got a board member who got her daughter a job as the HR director. They were going to put her on the school board, not school board, but on the CMU board, but she got her a job as the HR director now, so ain't got to do that. And I don't know how you put people on boards and stuff and replace them in places when you're already down a member. And then this one member needed to recuse himself on anything they were voting on. That's the mishandling of everything in Canton. I mean, I look at boards that we have together where somebody's a board and a coach and somebody's a this and a that. Everybody's making money. You got a supervisor from Madison County who also works for Canton Public Schools. Yeah, as a safety coordinator. These jobs that are given out with our money are just ridiculous. And it's all interwoven among everybody. No, she's working for the city. Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay. But anyway, they were trying to, if she's working for the city, she still doesn't need to get put on the CMU board. I mean, we should have some clarity and some distance between some things that go on in the world so that it doesn't look like the manipulation. The manipulation is there. I mean, Canton and then you look at the Supes are investing in public safety roads. That's the big headlines in the Madison County Journal. And when you look at the article, they talk about all the money they're spending, And I've got to check on something that I heard that there was one road bill that came in last week for an access road to where they built the new road. And they say, well, we're going to need another $1 million for that access road we had to build the bridge at Reunion. And I'm going, well, you need to have an access road put into your original money, don't you? Wouldn't that $1 million already be in that? And, and the people that question are the same, have the same last name as all the money that disappeared last time. And that's the 2.9 million, which I'm going to get in touch with somebody and see if I can get us an actual update on how much of the 2.9 we have recovered. Last I'd heard, it was like 2.1 is what we'd gotten back or whatever. But I haven't heard of anybody getting prosecuted for taking any money, anybody getting in any trouble. Matter of fact, we gave a raise. We gave a raise to the person who gave out $2.9 million by accident, but was able to get back 2.1. and they still don't know where they sent it. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show. Don McKenzie on vacation. We'll be right back. And they still don't know where they sent it. We'll be back with more right here on the Chip Matthews Show. Don McKenzie on vacation. We'll be right back.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
Tri-County Tree Service, the Jackson Metro's premier company to handle all of your tree service needs. Russ Borland and his team specialize in large tree, low-impact removal. Tri-County Tree Service has the right equipment to safely handle the most technical trim jobs or tree removals. Storm damage can happen year-round, so let them clean it up and they'll deal with your insurance claim. Tri-County Tree Service, by phone at 601-TREE-GUY or online at tricotreeservice.com. That's tricotreeservice.com.
Shooters, are you ready for something epic? Big River Ballistics is officially opening its doors on September 13th, and you're invited. Join us at Big River Ballistics, the state's premier long-range shooting complex in Morton. You don't want to miss it. Mark your calendar now for Saturday, September 13th for the Big River Ballistics grand opening in Morton. Learn more at bigriverballistics.com. See you at the range.
At Sandifer Orthodontics, we believe in family, tradition, and community. From kids to adults, Sandifer offers state-of-the-art orthodontic care with complimentary consultations, so everyone in the family can smile with confidence. Sandifer Orthodontics proudly supports Tri-County Academy and the Building on Tradition campaign, so a short drive to local businesses like Sandifer helps TCA thrive. Begin the journey to a beautiful smile at sandiferortho.com. Sandifer Orthodontics, Highland Village, Jackson, and Gateway Drive in Brandon.
UrgiVet Emergency Vets Madison has been serving your pets for 5 years now. From late night emergencies to weekend worries, we have been here caring for your pets when your regular vet isn't available.
From the moment you walk in the door, our team of veterinary professionals is here to care for your pets at all hours of the nights, on weekends, and holidays. Located at 15 Olympic Way in Madison. Call us at 601-790-1918. UrgiVet, always here when your pet needs us most.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
Yes, right down the road and live from the murder capital of the world, Jackson, Mississippi. This is the Chip Matthews Show on WYAB, and I call it the murder capital of the world. We're in per capita. I saw today they were talking about on ABC News. You know, they would, and this was when they were trying not to lie. They sat there and went, although the president wants to go to Chicago, the biggest death rates per capita, number one was Jackson. Number two was Baton Rouge. Number three was, I want to say, New Orleans, and then Memphis. Okay, boys and girls, we got to quit shooting each other. Now, what would it be like for, and this is the way to look at it. Let me tell you this. You know, when you look up in those northern cities and you go to Chicago, we're going to go downtown to Chicago, we'll cover it all. We go to Washington, D.C., that's a small area. But in Mississippi, to come here, and I don't understand why, if you know you're on the list, that you need help. Why wouldn't Tate? I mean, he'll get some backlash, but he's he's through after this year. That's it. He won't be governor anymore because he'll term out unless he wants to come back and run for something he hadn't been. I don't know what that would be. He's been one of everything. He hadn't been ag commissioner. That's what I would run for. But anyway, but when you look at it from that standpoint, Tate, why don't you go ahead and just bring in the National Guard for Mississippi? You know, Jackson would be, you need to lock down Jackson. You need to go lock down Canton. You need to go lock down that area just north of Lorman, that between Port Gibson and all that. We've had a lot of murders in there. Had a lot of stuff throughout Benny Thompson district. You go north, you got to worry about the murders up there around. Let's say we had Greenville, Indianola, Yazoo City. These kids are everywhere. And I mean, and they're just running the district. When you get on 49, you can get, and 61, you can get to wherever you want to in Benny Thompson district, one to the other. And I mean, we have murders on the, in the other districts also, but that's the hotbed. When you hear the news, those are where you're hearing they're happening. And we need to go ahead. We don't need to wait on Trump. We need to be up front. We need to jump out there and start doing it now. And, that'll give the legislators something to think about. And then maybe they'll think about doing some work this year when they come in. I mean, right now they're toying with school choice, and they're toying with having a special session before the session to get this school choice passed through. And the biggest thing on school choice getting through is if you listen to the people, I don't think it would pass. But if you listen to the politicians, they're all lining up. They know who put money in their pocket. They know what's going on. And so they just do it their way. So, and y'all, we've got to get back for pay for politics. That's what we put these people in office, and they go and they get paid. I mean, we don't have sports betting now, but I bet you it's going to be high on the list this year because of the fact that they were thinking about it last year, and it was on the thing, and everybody's been on trips now. Everybody's had a summer vacation and this, that, and the other off the sports betting lobbies. Jason White and company went down to the Super Bowl with a few people, and all expense paid trip. I'm sure that included accommodations in a hotel, maybe, but it wasn't on our taxpayer dollars, but it was on gifts. Because technically, I'm okay, Mr. Jason White, if you want to go to the Super Bowl, but you need to take the rest of the state with you. All of us that vote in this state and pay taxes, we deserve to get some of the graft too. If y'all would trickle some of the graft back to us, the money they spend, just send some back. Because you can't send tax dollars back. I mean, when you go to cut out taxes for the state, did you cut out taxes? No, we're going to trickle. We'll trickle out of here. We'll tell everybody we ain't got them anymore, and we'll trickle it down. Then we'll raise the gas tax. Then we'll eliminate the grocery tax. But the only people that it eliminates the grocery tax from is that isn't a big cut because, half the state's on food stamps, and that half didn't pay taxes anyway on food stamps. You don't pay tax on that. And then the food stamp lobbyists, they're out doing their thing. But, the reality is, and you're going to see the convenience stores get mad, but the reality is we don't need food stamps being accepted in a convenience store. You've got to carry and I think the way to handle that is saying you have to carry so many staple items in order to get past that. But if you're just chips and candy bars and beer and sugar drinks, Cokes, and the Coke window, y'all, used to be 8 windows. Now you got Cokes and Pepsi all in one window, and everything's energy drinks and caffeine-free drink. Everything is to keep you awake and keep you moving, and everybody can't do either of the two. But, I mean, everybody's got their favorite energy drink that's going to give them some power, and, it's all in your head. And, that's good. That's good. But it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, some of these convenience stores have said, you can buy a chicken and we'll cook it for free. And so that's how they get to carry the EBT cards. I even know of one it's a drugstore. It's a convenience store that is over by Jackson State. And at that place, they come in and you pay in there, and then you leave that store and you go around the corner and pick up your drugs. They give you a ticket there, and you go and pick up your drugs around the corner. I've seen it. And I just went, this can't be real. And that store, And it goes on and on and on. And I mean, the corruption of money is there, and these people that have these that are going to be corrupt, like the big grocery stores are not going to be corrupt. The small grocery store is going to do everything he can not to be corrupt. But with y'all, you know, when you only make 3 cents on a dollar or 5 cents on a dollar is good money in the grocery store business, you can't have any theft. You can't have the loss. So you have to raise your prices in order to cover theft and loss. I mean, you can't afford to put 10,000 security guards in there, and then these cameras cost a fortune, and then you got to have somebody monitor those cameras. AI's getting there to where they can take all those jobs, but, you know, they can't arrest you yet. You know, sooner or later, the RoboCop's going to show up and put us all in jail. And every time you're corrupt, oh, we know. We've already been spying on you. We've been looking at your internet. We hack in there. We look. We see what you're doing. We saw that you were looking at how to make a bomb, or we saw that you were looking at how to build a bicycle. It doesn't matter. They know everything you're doing. And we need to know what's going on. But ahead of the Trump telling people to come to Mississippi to come help us solve our murder problem, and we have a legislature that is mostly conservative, allegedly Republican. So if we take all those guys and they do the right thing, why would we wait and let Trump come do what we can go ahead and do now? We can stop murders now. Trump only begs to save people from dying. And I don't know if anybody has noticed that. He wants everybody to be wealthy, and he wants everybody to quit shooting each other. And he doesn't care where you are in the world. If he can stop a war or a murder or something. And look at it this way. They're killing so many people in Ukraine and Russia over there. You know, you hear the numbers, 5,000, 10,000 people a week. You know, if you let it go, there won't be anybody left over there soon. That's right. And then Putin will have to come out and fight Zelensky in a meeting. They need to just go ahead and set up that boxing match right there on the lawn at the White House. Have Putin versus Zelensky for the country. And y'all remember that commercial where the leaders fought? Yeah, this would be one that, since the leaders are the problem, because I don't think the people want to fight. Because I'm sorry, as long as you war, there's a point where the killing is just too much for you. You want it to stop. You want it to stop. You don't want you to get shot. All your friends got shot, and humanity takes over. And you look at it and go, I just want it all to stop. Well, that's a real world. That's a real situation. And Trump seems to value life more than all of us. And we don't really realize that in America. And we don't realize that in our situation. I mean, everybody says Trump's about money. Trump's about money. Well, yeah, he's about money. But he's not about the money in his pocket. He's money in your pocket. Look at the Fed. The Fed's a bunch of banks that get together and decide the rate. Now, who makes the money off the Fed? It's got a great name, but it doesn't belong to the United States government. It doesn't belong to us. The Fed's run by the banks. So the banks decide how much they want to make on lending us our money. Yes, our money. We earned it. We're paid in Federal Reserve notes. They own our money. They get money off of it. You know, the system needs to get blowing up. And what people don't realize is through crypto and all that has changed the game. And over time, they're trying to slowly put everybody's mind at ease, because we're fixing to have more than one economy. We're fixing to have the economy that goes with the Federal Reserve, as long as they're going to be around, and then the crypto market. The crypto market's fixing to blow up, y'all. You know, if you can get just a little bit of money in there and just let it sit, don't worry about trying to make the big buck overnight. Get you some XRP, get you some Ripple, that's XRP. Get you some Ethereum. Get you some Bitcoin. Bitcoin is more right now. It'll grow, but it's more like a big savings account now. And, it's volatile. It goes up, it goes down, but same thing happens on the stock market. But Bitcoin over the years will be safe money. That's safe. It's like owning gold. Gold goes up and down too, y'all. Y'all realize that, don't you? The highest it ever was last week. Maybe go higher again this week. But it goes up and it goes down. Same with all this stuff. But the Bitcoin stays pretty steady. And I know people that got Bitcoins when they were less than $1. And I remember when they were giving them out free on the back of boxes, Pepsi and stuff like that in the beginning. I remember all of this. And I threw a lot away. I can remember paying somebody 10 Bitcoins for a burger, I want to say. And then now those 10 Bitcoins are worth what? I hadn't looked at the price today, but about $111,000 a piece. Yeah, that's $1 million, isn't it, y'all? That's my math. 10 of those. And they were, and back then the 10 of them weren't worth what, 10 or 15 bucks. I said, that's cool. That's cool. Because I didn't know what it was. Didn't know what it was going to be. Didn't know it was going to grow up to be a big boy. And that's what's going on now. The world is learning how to exchange money in a different way. Bank of America has gone to Ethereum, and that means that they're not using SWIFT to transfer money anymore. That means money moves immediately, not in 24 hours or 48 hours. It moves immediately. And that's what the way money should go. Everybody goes, there's no bank float. Remember in the good old days, write a check on Wednesday, you're at this bank, it'll take 4 or 5 days to clear. That don't happen no more. They get that through pretty quick now. But if once they get on Bitcoin, it'll be immediate. So y'all get ready for it. It's coming. We'll be back. Land the plane. Remember the Clay Edwards Show, 7:07 this morning. I am Chip Matthews. Don McKenzie's on vacation. Be right back. Remember the Clay Edwards Show, 7:07 this morning. I am Chip Matthews. Don McKenzie's on vacation.
1039 WYAB.
Our flag was still there. The official 250th celebration flag is available at a complete flag source on I-55 North in Jackson. It's just one way you can show your appreciation for the greatest country on earth. Flags for all occasions. International and state flags too. Flagpole construction available. You can check it out at CompleteFlags.com. A complete flag source, I-55 North in Jackson.
I like my insurance like I like my burrito, with everything rolled into one. Was in a state of craving amigo, till my agent showed me how it's done. He wrapped up my auto, my home, and my life. The discounts I'm getting are great. Everything good right there on one plate. Head to a better state, State Farm.
To keep more of your money in your pocket, call John Dorsa at 978-2302.
Social Security belongs to you. You work hard and pay into it. So it's only fair for you to expect to get the money you've earned to help cover living expenses and bills, and not for politicians to use as a piggy bank. That's why AARP is fighting to protect your Social Security so you get what you've earned. Learn more at aarp.org/youearnedit. That's aarp.org/youearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
Here's a word from John White, the owner of Two Gun Tactical in Flowood and Ridgeland.
I carry a gun every day, all the time. Last year in America, 2 million legal guns were pulled, and it stopped the threat. So I'm really wearing a firearm just to stop the threat. There's more likelihood of me just pulling it and not using it than there is using it. TwoGunTactical.com, TwoGunTactical.com.
Two Gun Tactical, the South's only country club.
Hey, this is Ben Ingram from the Braves Radio Network. We're in commercial right now, so I want to let my sister take over and tell you about Hometown Property Group.
Thanks, Ben. This is Mary Claire Putman with Hometown Property Group. Whether you're buying or selling, we are committed to guiding you through your real estate transaction with integrity, exceptional service, and remarkable results. Madison County has been my home for 40 years. I'd love to help make it yours too.
That's Hometown Property Group. Give them a call at 601-853-6080.
Some things in life are timeless, like her love, her smile, and the way she lights up your world.
At Juniker Jewelry Company, we believe the diamond you choose should be as timeless and precious as she is. I'm John.
And I'm Corey Ravenstein. That is why we offer only natural diamonds forged by nature over 1 billion years ago.
They're rare, authentic, and one of a kind, just like her.
We are Mississippi's largest direct diamond importer of natural heirloom quality diamonds, every size, shape, and price range.
All at the guaranteed best price in the state. So giving her a gorgeous natural diamond from Juniker's is more affordable than you think.
Doesn't a love this timeless deserve a natural diamond?
Because she's not synthetic.
She's not a copy.
She's worth the real thing.
Real love, real diamonds, naturally at Juniker's.
Juniker Jewelry Company. From anywhere in Mississippi, we're at 1485 Highland Colony Parkway, just south of 463 in Madison, and online at junikerjewelry.com, Mississippi's direct diamond importer.
Welcome back to the Chip Matthews Show, and here is your host, Chip Matthews.
Worldwide and around the world, it is the Chip Matthews Show right here on WYAB. How y'all doing? We are live everywhere, and we were live in Pensacola this morning, and we're live everywhere today around the world, and even in your home. That's where we are, in your car. And real soon we'll be on our new tower here, and we will be stronger, and we'll be picking up more areas on the big antenna stick. But you can catch us always at WYAB.com. We're there, and we're live. You hit the live button, and you'll hear us. Okay, y'all. So tomorrow we're going to spend most of the morning talking school choice. So I want all of you to come up with your questions to call in to ask, because we need to figure this out, and we need to figure out how we're going to handle being supportive of one side or the other. And we're going to do it with phone calls. We're going to call politicians and tell them what we want, because right now I would guess that the politicians that are in office are listening to their leader, and they're going to want to pass school choice. President Trump said school choice. But I would say every area of the country in school choice is a unique situation. And that's why we need to go back and look at it differently. And here, the problem, our biggest problem right now is supporting PERS and making sure that we can run our schools. And our schools all in management suck up a lot of money. It doesn't make it to the kids, you know. And school choice is probably would move money around to different schools, and some schools would fail. That's right. Because, you know, right now, if you look at Jackson, everybody's trying to get out of Jackson, and they physically can't. And so they would do whatever they could to get into another school district. They'll be trying to go to Rankin County. They'll be trying to go to Clinton Schools District. They'll be trying to go to Hines County School District. But the reality is failing schools are failing schools. And the money is there to fix these schools. And the money starts at the top. We need to get rid of a bunch of superintendents. We got 140 different districts. We have 140 different superintendents, and they have assistants, and they have office staff, and they have that. We can consolidate this down. Why don't we kill 2 birds with 1 stone and make 5 school districts in the state? Then from those 5 school districts, we go and take the ballot initiative that needs to have 5 different districts to choose from. Instead of congressional districts, we'd go to school districts. And so the 5 school districts would also be the 5 districts to get votes to put something on the agenda. But with no agenda, we get no ballot initiative. We get no voice. But that's one way to solve the problem. And, you know, we need to solve multiple problems at one time. You know, the funny thing is, if Donald Trump would move to Mississippi, he could take this state over and we could start getting some things done. We need that kind of power at the top. And the thing is, the governor has a lot of power, but he doesn't have enough power. And then the legislator has a lot of power that they stole from the people because we don't have a ballot initiative. In this state, the people are stronger than the politicians, but when the politicians start taking away our voice, they're stronger than us. We have no voice. We have no way. They're going to say, you can fix it at the ballot box. No, you can't, because they've been fixing the ballot boxes for years. That's why people in Madison County and Canton, or rather, let's just go to Canton, but it needs to be Madison County. It should have been Madison County. We found another 140 people in a Madison County election, and Lynn Fitch didn't want to prosecute anybody. I mean, it's all out there. It's all out there. And we need to fix it. And it needs to be fixed everywhere. So y'all think about that. Think about what's got to be done. Think about these legislative sessions. We're going to and find telephone numbers to the person you have in office. And look, I commend McMillan, Jonathan McMillan, and Jill Ford for trying to get out ahead of this Madison County wastewater situation, and the Keither Stamps. I've talked to him personally. I've chatted on Facebook with the others, and you know, it's a real deal. And you know, you would think the Madison County supervisors would get involved. Supervisors would get involved and try to explain it. You would think Makita, who initially had the contract that they sued Canton over, would get in the middle of it. You'd think that somebody would explain to us why we built a wastewater plant. Nobody wanted to pay for it all of a sudden. Then people did want to pay for it. And then all of a sudden, because Amazon coming around, it has got to be expanded. And y'all want all of us to pay. You know, it's okay if we pay. You know, the people will always be there for you, except when you run for office again next time, because it's getting that way. You got to start speaking out. You got to start saying what's on your mind. You got to start saying the real thing. Put the politics out there in the public where people can see it. Don't worry about getting reelected. If you're doing the right thing, you'll get reelected. Period. There's no term limits. You can get reelected for doing the right thing. So start doing it. You know, as long as you can prove your point, that's good. But if you're just going along to get along just because the top of the leadership says this is what we're going to do and this is what we're going to pass, and if you don't do this, this, and this, you won't be on a leadership committee, and this, that, and the other, you won't be in line to get your graft from the lobbyists that come to town. You won't get to know what's going on. I mean, screw it. Fix it. It's never too late to do the right thing. Remember that. The Clay Edwards Show is next. Remember, Kim Wade, Radio Strongman, at 4 o'clock this afternoon. I'm Chip Matthews. See you tomorrow for 2 hours. We'll see you. Bye.